Hi, this is A Reason to Talk. I'm Chris Reason.
No, we can't be sued this early on, dude. You don't do that.
My name is Alci. This is Max.
My name is also Chris Reason. We figured, why not? We're two white guys. Let's make a podcast.
Yes.
So stupid.
This is there is a real podcast apparently called A Reason to Talk with Chris Reason. Shout out to my buddy Chris Reason. Our podcasts have different titles, technically. This is the podcast.
Don't say technically. They just do.
They do. This is the podcast where we call once a week just to catch up so that we have a reason to talk to each other and catch up at least once a week. This episode is being recorded 2 weeks after the last one, but will be probably uploaded a week after the first one.
And is brought to you by Blue Cross of America. Shout out Blue Cross of America. And also by Jewel. Thank you, Jewel Company.
All of them?
Yeah, it is both. Those are our two sponsors.
Okay.
For copyright reasons.
That is a joke.
Jewel does not endorse us. Jewel does, however, endorse Blue Cross of America.
Jewel the artist?
No. Jewel the vapes.
Not the singer.
Like Jewel pods. No. No. Like a Jewel pod, like an e-cigarette.
A what?
E-cigarette? Electronic cigarette?
What?
That's the joke.
I'm gonna cut this part out.
Shit.
This is okay. How have your 2 weeks been, Max?
A lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of ups. Did I tell you about the Bruce Wayne charity ball? I think I did.
You mentioned it, but you didn't go into too much detail. So that
Did I talk about it on podcast?
No, you did not. So
Okay,
that's why you didn't go
that's a good
into too
place
much
to
detail. Yeah.
You mind if I start with that, or do you?
No, go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Okay. Cut to black. No. It's a Saturday. I'm going home because I live close and I don't want to be at college.
Yep.
I'm out with my dad. We're hanging out. I accompanied him to a store, and he gets a text saying, "Hey, I've just received an extra ticket for an event. Would you and the missus like to come?" My dad reads a little bit about the event, texts my mom. She does not, so he offers it to me. What the event is it is at Nats Stadium. It is at center field at Nats Stadium. It is on center field at Nats Stadium. It is a 5-course meal made by six different Michelin chefs with Jose Andres there. Nobel Prize nominee Jose Andres, three-time this year.
Yes,
hopefully.
And I definitely knew who that was before Max explained it to me last time.
That's crazy you didn't. And 200 other people, including influencers and like Capital One bankers and whatnot, and also members of the James Beard Foundation. I'm like, okay, that sounds extremely up my wheelhouse and a lot of fun.
In other words, Max is rich.
I know very rich people. That is how I will phrase that, because I feel like that is more accurate.
Yep.
I'm connected to rich.
Okay.
That does not mean I am rich. I am rich adjacent.
Sure. Okay.
And so we get there. I dress up a little bit. I'm feeling myself. Jose greets my dad, gives him a hug, sees me, shakes my hand, gives me a hug, and he doesn't say very much to me. And he's like, points at me, goes like, and gets confused. And that as if I've grown. And I remember, I realized I hadn't seen him since it was like 2012.
Oh, wow.
It's been years.
Wow.
And he told me that he was very fond of my dad, but I should make fun of him. And so I proceeded to do absolutely that all night. We get seated. The food is shockingly mediocre. Michelin star chefs don't know what they're doing.
Okay, hot
They've
take.
never known. Well, no, they just don't, because their
Well,
goal is to be inventive and creative.
Uh-huh.
All of the good food exists.
Okay, that's a good way to
All
put
of
it.
the good. Well, yeah, all of the good tastes exist.
Okay.
You don't need to invent a taste. There's like,
Yeah.
okay, there are 5 main taste centers that the human tongue can read and detect, and humans can appreciate. There's 5.
Yeah.
We have made a lot of combinations of that 5, a lot of different textures, a lot of different everything.
Yep.
You don't need to make food that looks like it's going to taste really good and then doesn't.
Uh-huh.
You don't need to do that.
Yeah. No. And Max, Mr. Not rich, but also in the past has claimed to have expensive taste when it comes to food. That's your review?
I've had my first actually like multi-Michelin star courses or whatever that wasn't like Nobu or whatever.
Yep.
It was mid.
It was
they
mid.
don't really know what it's just like.
Yeah.
Like everything being sour or umami or like weird textures.
Mm-hmm. Umami.
Beets aren't good. Beets are not a good food. Why you don't need? They're just not very good. You don't need to replace tomatoes with beets.
Uh-huh.
It's not. No one needs that. No one has ever needed that. You don't need to put walnuts in a salad, a caprese salad.
You know,
like that's just.
Max, I was afraid you were going to sound like really insufferable complaining about Michelin chef food, but you're kind of making good points.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I make fantastic points. Okay. I'm going to jump ahead, and this is the last thing I'll say on the food, and it'll be the best example. The last thing was something that looked like ice cream and churros.
Uh-huh.
What it turned out to be was coconut milk that was distilled in a way so that it looked like that, but it tasted like pistachios and had roughly the texture of ice cream, but wasn't ice cream and was warm. The churros were mediocre and were like air-filled, like they were inflated.
Mm.
If I am expecting ice cream and churros, because it looks like that, and I am fed pistachios and air, I feel like that is defendable. I don't know. This is a very privileged take. I recognize this. Extraordinarily privileged take.
Yep.
I had a catered 5-course meal that I didn't pay a dime for. It was extremely nice.
Yep.
Very much appreciated. Every other element of the dinner was nice. I was seated 8 seats away. Originally, my dad was like, "Don't put me next to Jose," because there's an open seat and they were going to. My dad was like, "Don't put me next to him," because everyone will go up and take photos, which I didn't believe until 5 minutes in. There's a line that started forming, which is crazy. We were seated 8 people away. I talked to people at my table. It was all fantastic. I realized Jose's daughter is at the same university that I am. She's just a few years older. We talked about that. We had a really good conversation.
And what happened?
That was later.
Okay.
At my table, it's always hard with conversations with people you don't know.
Yeah.
Especially with weirder social dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
So they end up getting to talking about hating Muriel Bowser and the politics of DC. Muriel Bowser is the mayor of DC. And she's very, very on the left. But also kind of just bad at her job in ways that are not necessarily associated with any particular parties.
This is definitely a place to talk about politics.
No. Her bad stuff is not related to her political beliefs. It's related to her inability to do anything.
I'm just saying, it's just like we made a joke about how we're not going to be the stereotypical like 2 white guys with a podcast, but I feel like we start talking about politics or politics adjacent topics nearly every episode we've recorded or attempted to record so far.
Politics.
I think the microphones just do something to us.
it's genealogy. It's embedded. Anyways, they're shitting on Muriel Bowser. And then one guy goes, "You need to put the us back in USA." Held my tongue. I wanted to call him a fucking idiot moron. I wanted to ask him how he got to that dinner, what he was doing there, why he thought he deserved to be there. I definitely didn't, but he, as little as I deserved to be there, he was on the ground. No one should say something like that. That fucking cheesehead idiot with a stone for a brain shouldn't be allowed to speak. And I wanted to say, I'm trying to make it so people like you can't vote. I didn't. Said none of this. But I will say a big helping hand in that was having more alcohol than I've ever had in my life. I had, shockingly, a glass of wine.
Whoa.
And a shot of whiskey over 2.5 hours. The whiskey was mediocre. I hate whiskey. I've learned I hated that whiskey. I've learned I hate that whiskey. But you know what? Dinner was beautiful. It was gorgeous. It was extraordinarily kind of the Jose and Jace group for inviting us, and the James Beard Foundation for working with Capital One to put it on. It was amazing. And at the end, I talked to Jose's daughter again, and conversation kind of ends, and she goes, "So are you going back to the university?" And because I knew she was.
Yep.
And I, genius that I am, said, "Oh no, I'm going to go back home." And not, "I'm going to go wherever you're going." Because I'm a fucking moron. It was a mistake. It was a complete miss. It was a horrible mess.
Do you want to come upstairs for some coffee? No, thanks. I'm not thirsty.
I don't know what George Costanza, Gonzaga name you're referencing.
George Costanza. Yeah.
George Gonzaga.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is. But it was very much so a moment like that.
Yeah.
It was not.
That happens to the best of us, Max. It happens.
It wasn't my brightest maneuver. But that definitely marked that night. And at the end, I came home and I had Papa John's.
Yeah.
Because I was starving and the food was bad. I went home and I had Papa John's and I made myself cookies. Because I like my own cooking, and Papa John's more than that. It was not garbage. It felt like elitist, pretentious food.
I was just going to say, it just unnecessary. You know?
It was the snobby food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it was the silver spoon of food. Okay, that's the end of that analogy. But yeah, that kind of marked my that marked my weekend. I don't know. How was your weekend?
Well, okay, since it's been 2 weeks, I have 2 weekends. Last weekend, well, I got sick, so I didn't do much.
You got ill.
Yeah, so a lot of stuff piled up. First, I'm going to tell you something really annoying, and the reason that the first episode of the podcast hasn't been posted. So basically, I have decided to switch from, the Adobe subscription to the student discount subscription. To do that, Adobe doesn't just let you switch. You have to cancel it and then rejoin the subscription. You can't just change your plan.
That makes sense. They probably try to make it super hard so you don't end up doing it and you have to pay more.
Exactly. So
the Apple maneuver,
yeah,
to be clear.
I go to cancel the subscription and it says, okay, you have until October 10th. And then you don't have access to the apps anymore. Okay, great job. October 10th. There is a charge on the credit card on Walmart.com for $250. And we cancel our credit card. And then I realize I can't access Adobe until we get a new credit card. So in other words, I cannot edit. And I'm pissed.
Yeah, well, you can edit. You just can't use Adobe, which is...
I can't access the files I've already started within Premiere.
Ew.
Yes.
You can't continue editing something.
Exactly.
Shit.
Not only that, I have a project that's supposed to be due tomorrow, but I've gotten an extension. Thankfully.
Okay, yeah, that I was gonna say.
Yeah. But yeah. So there was that.
Okay. I have so many solutions I'm willing to offer.
I know, but the new credit card numbers will come in.
A reason to talk, business card, business account, whatever.
Yeah, we can do that.
B, I can give you Adobe account information from my dad.
What?
C, my dad pays for all of Adobe. See, I give you my DaVinci Resolve account information so that you have DaVinci Resolve, which is a lifetime license.
I know.
It is a
Okay, wait,
lifetime
Max,
license.
I know that, but within the curriculum of my film school, we have to use Premiere Pro.
Do they pay for it?
Student discount.
That's insane.
Yeah.
They make you okay. That's stupid. That's
No,
really
but it's
stupid.
through LSU, so it's a little better than the normal student discount, and so that's why I
Through
was
whatever
switching.
university.
Yeah.
It-
What?
through whatever anonymous university.
We
you go.
literally said on the last podcast what college I go to.
Yeah, and it's behind you.
Yeah. I don't know if it's visible from this camera, but there is a big plaque that says LSU on my roommate's side of the room.
Okay.
Next to the Five Nights at Freddy's poster. That my
Okay, you
roommate
can
put
get
up.
murdered. I won't get murdered.
You
'cause I'm a
multiple
Shinobi
times
ninja.
you said multiple times that you are in Washington D.C. and that you went to Nat Stadium.
Yeah, that is like the 8th most populous city in the country.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying there are only so many colleges there. Anyway,
There's 9. No, I don't know. There's a bunch.
this weekend was fun.
I also did call out someone whose name is Googleable.
Yeah.
Who's
Should we bleep that?
No, because I didn't actually say her name. I don't think.
Oh no. Oh, okay. I thought you meant Mr. Jose Andres.
No, that's fine. I
Okay.
mean, he's a public figure. He has bodyguards. It's fine.
Because I don't know who he is, so I don't know how sensitive that information is. Last weekend. Okay. This weekend,
He got a. Well, actually, I can't say that.
you can't just finish this.
He frequently talks to world leaders. I
Yeah,
feel
okay.
like this is not a big dot on the resume. Like,
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he just calls you up. You mentioned me on your podcast.
No, it might be my dad that would get in trouble for his stuff. It doesn't matter.
We'll talk about this later. Anyway, so Friday night, well, not Friday night, 3 p.m. I go with friends to the mall. We have a fun
Sorry,
time.
that's this weekend, or is that still last
This
week?
weekend, so two days ago, because last weekend I was sick. So we go to the mall. We rent. There's these little rainbow bikes that are freaking awesome. That you have to pay like $13 for 15 minutes, and we walk by them. But all of a sudden, the group kind of splits up. All of a sudden, 2 of the people in the group just roll up on them like they're in some kind of biker gang, and just start circling us.
Like sharks, just literally like
Yeah.
the sharks in that one movie.
Yeah. And we're like, you paid $13 for 15 minutes, and they're like, it's completely worth it. And it was. It was totally worth it. They looked like they were having so much fun. It was so funny.
I like to have fun and play.
And then then we spend the rest of the time at the mall. We check out the Spirit Halloween. We're going around. And then we go back to one of the dorms and we play drinking games the rest of the night. Don't worry, I didn't get drunk because I'm a winner.
I just think you have a high alcohol tolerance because you like to drink.
I'm fine with drinking. I just don't like getting drunk. I've
No,
I've
you're
only been drunk once, and it was only slightly, and I immediately had a coffee because I hated it. I
immediately had a
and not
coffee.
only that,
So funny.
the more sober you are, the sillier your drunk friends around you are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's just I find it a more fun
They're
experience.
it's the more they test your ability as a babysitter.
Yeah. So, but last night was the more fun night. So, last night there was a big game at LSU versus Ole Miss, and it was crazy. We went into overtime, and then Ole Miss got a field goal, and it looked like Ole Miss was gonna win. And then last 20 seconds, LSU gets a touchdown. Bam! Crazy. I wasn't at the game. I was in my home. I was in my dorm doing homework. But I heard from people that it
Wow,
was.
that sounds
I
crazy.
heard that it was crazy. Anyway, I just
Big game.
I
yeah.
spent the day doing homework, and then my friends, same ones from the mall, who went tailgating and everything, are like, okay, we want to go out tonight. We want to go to this bar, called Murphy's. That's like the big thing at LSU, for some reason on this side of the campus. it's not that fun, but there's always a line down the block, and I am saying, like, I don't think that we're going to be able to get in, especially on a game night. The line's going to be going down the block. They're like, if we go quick, because the game just ended, we might be able to get in, and then we meet up with some other people. It's not happening. So we decide.
By the way,
Yeah.
it's fucking crazy that they don't card you. Just gonna say that.
They
It is
do.
Crazy.
They do card you.
Oh, you told me that they didn't. Do you have a fake or something? How are you planning on getting it? Oh, were they gonna mark your hands?
Yeah, they mark your hands if you're under 21 years old, but if you're over 18, you can enter because they know they will make no money on the side of a college campus if they don't let in
they would
anyone
make
under
none.
20. Exactly. And so instead of that, we decide to go back to the gay club once again.
Alci, the allegations.
Yeah.
They are
No. Okay.
amounting, my friend.
Listen. Okay. So we go to the gay club.
Is Micah there?
Micah's under his bed
Okay.
in the back. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You know, wait, did I mention we turned the underneath of Micah's bed into a guest room?
Did, and the underneath yours is the snack room.
Yeah. So mine is the snack room. Underneath Micah's is the
break
guest room. But yeah, Micah has been sleeping down there whenever we don't have a guest because it's comfier and it's colder.
Oh, that's so fair. Wait, does he move his mattress down?
We have another mattress for the guest room.
What? Was your room supposed to be a triple?
No.
Why
It's-
do you have another mattress?
It's not like a full mattress. It's like a mattress topper thing that you put to lie on.
Is it your mattress topper?
It's Micah's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so some days Micah will like come in earlier in the day and he'll lay it across the top and then re-put his thing on. He's like, I'm sleeping up here tonight. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, I'm sure. And then at the end of the night, I'm looking over and he's disassembling his bed. I'm like, you're going back under? He's like, yeah, I'm going back under.
Because it's cooler.
Yeah.
It's so defendable.
Yeah. And yeah, like, and we got like Christmas lights under there. It's pretty cool. It's cozy.
Dude, okay. You know, I can't say anything. I am at my house. I cannot say a thing.
What do you mean? What are you gonna say?
Like-
say it.
Okay. Everyone has a nicer dorm room than me, except for the people on campus whose dorm rooms had a sewage line leak, which did happen.
Okay. Well, yeah.
A sewage line leaked and flooded those dorms. Another dorm hall has had 3 intruders, 2 of them from psychiatric institutions. My dorm hall has had 4 fire alarms. The last one was pulled at 1 a.m. because someone burned a singular dumpling.
Tuh.
And that means they evacuated 3 buildings and several hundred people. Go on, you were going back to the gay club, the allegations are building.
Yes. We go back to the gay club. There are a couple details about the gay club that I failed to mention last night. No, not last night. Last time. 2 weeks ago.
It's been a while.
I know. Like for instance, I forgot to mention like so many fun details. Like they have a guy with a tray of Jello shots who walks around in his underwear. Who's
How did you guys
jacked
get into this
and
place?
has like the
Oh,
biggest.
you don't have a fake.
They mark your hands if you're under 21.
Including at the club? That's not
Yes.
something that... Okay, go on what you were saying. I heard Jello shots and...
Yeah, no, there's a guy who carries around Jello shots in his underwear. Ungodly badonk on that dude.
Probably stuffed his sock in there.
Yeah, or implants.
Oh my god. He heard language you just couldn't believe.
Yeah, I had to mention it because I realized I forgot to mention it last time. Anyway.
So you're just distracted by this cock. Okay, go on.
Anyway. So this night is vampire themed. So
Is it every night at those places vampire? Go on.
no, this weekend is Taylor Swift.
Okay,
Yeah.
talking about copyright issues,
Uh,
risks. I mean,
no, but so it was vampire night. A couple of us decided to just wear like red shirts because that goes. And then as we're walking around wearing red shirts, realizing that LSU just played Ole Miss, which primary color is red, we are getting a lot of bad looks. Like there's this one guy who walks up to, those better not be old piss colors. And like I'm just thinking like what If we said yes, what is he gonna do about it?
Well,
Are you about to get enough?
Well, football, you guys lost.
Like, yeah, we lost too. Like, like,
it's a fucking sundown town. That's crazy.
yeah,
Old piss. Okay.
yeah. Ole Piss is what it was being called a lot yesterday. No hate to any Ole Miss listeners.
Yes, hate to Ole Miss listeners. Just for fun. I don't know.
Anyway, we go to the club. There's another person there within the film group that I'm not gonna name because this is quite the story. And he showed up earlier.
Do I know this person?
Yes. He showed up earlier than us. And so he had already been there for a bit. And we're standing there and we're in the...
I need to message you. I need to message you.
Okay, wait, you need to know
I
who?
need to find out. Yes, I do.
Sorry.
This is... Oh, I don't know if I know this person. Is he one of the folk that was gliding on them scooters?
What?
On the bike. The mall.
No.
No. Okay, yeah, I don't...
No.
This is all I know about this person. Okay, go on.
Yeah. Anyway, so we... Sorry. We're there. We're watching the two. They have two drag shows. They have two performers every night, and then they just let everybody go crazy on the dance floor. During the drag shows, this guy, this older, not older, like, okay, a guy I want to say is in his 30s. I hope his 30s, but he's definitely...
you need to explain the member of your group part.
Member of my group. He's there. He showed up earlier, okay?
Okay.
I'm saying
he is not in his 30s.
Sorry, no. He's there. He showed up earlier. This other guy in his 30s. I hope 30s, by the way. 30s at the youngest. From my assumption, he's just very okay. Muscular dude in his 30s stands in between me and the other guy. The thing about the other guy is that he is definitely more physically attractive than me. So I know that this guy is not about to hit on me. He's about to hit on the other dude. And
That's not usually how it works, but go on.
He starts hitting on the other dude.
Okay,
my friend. And you know, my friend goes back to me. He's like, "Oh yeah, dude, that's like the third time that guy's come up to me tonight." And I'm like, "Okay." And for reference, my friend, he's wearing a white t-shirt, khaki pants with a belt and a cap because he is never not wearing a cap. I think he wakes up wearing his cap and I think he showers in a cap.
I think he's bald.
No, he isn't. His explanation is just that he doesn't like taking morning showers so that he just doesn't have to do his hair in the morning. That's his explanation.
Tell him that wearing a cap for too long can cause baldness.
Okay, I will do that.
It's true.
But he'll never figure out because he's never going to look under his cap. Anyway,
he sleeps at an angle because his head is elevated.
Yeah. Anyway, now the drag show ends, the dancing starts. When the dancing starts, people are allowed to go up on the stage if they want and dance around and be the center of attention because it's not being used, you know? To celebrate the win, the LSU big win, they start playing this. It's basically Baton Rouge's anthem. It's the song that I probably can't put that in.
Devil Went Down to Georgia?
Does that sound like Baton Rouge, Louisiana to you?
That's what you just mumbled.
No, that is not what I just mumbled. Baton Rouge country song. Okay, Garth Brooks, Colin Baton Rouge. It's basically our anthem. We play it every time we win a game.
Okay.
They start playing that in the club, and they like release like purple and gold little confetti. It's very cool. We look over.
It's crazy they had that on standby.
We look over at. Sorry, we look over at my friend. I'm gonna bleep that. We look over at my friend, and he is in the midst of taking off his pants.
Whoa.
He's wearing shorts under, but they're small.
Is he straight?
Yes.
Whoa.
He's in the midst
He likes the attention.
of taking off his pants and then proceeds to take off his shirt, puts his cap back on after. He gets, and by the way, he's very sculpted. He's a good-looking dude. He's very sculpted. He works out a lot. He gets on the stage and he starts going, I just have to display.
Yeah.
I can't do the dance.
Oh.
But
Why?
do this dance.
Why does
Because
he do that?
It's a country song. It goes very well with the country song.
Okay, you've
For
described
everyone to see.
man with no pants, but very short shorts,
No shirt.
no shirt,
Very sculpted.
baseball cap.
Yeah.
I'm not focusing on the sculpted part here.
No.
Also, that is the least
Because-
surprising effect.
Because now he's showing off to a room full of gay guys how good he looks shirtless.
I don't think you know. Okay, go on.
No, I'm saying this is relevant
It's
as the story
relevant, I guess.
continues. So eventually most of us kind of get on stage and do, but he's doing a lot of stuff on stage. Yeah. And so remember that guy who keeps hitting on him? That older dude?
Yeah.
By the way, this older dude also extremely muscular. You know, the kind of gay guy that's just like really, really into the gym.
Yeah, it's most.
Yeah. So
most or they're
yeah, and so
bears or something.
my friend within the gay club dancing like he's dancing looks like one of those people. And so this guy keeps hitting on him because he is one of those people. And this guy is like freaking crazy. Like he took off his shirt at one point, looked like freaking Jack Reacher. I'm not even kidding.
6'6".
Oh, he was tall, but no, I'm talking like.
Yeah.
And there's another point where we're going off the stage. By the way, at one point, my friend is fully twerking on the stage for everybody.
He
And
just likes the attention. There's no other explanation. He just
Yeah.
likes the attention.
yeah, of course. We look back. The guy is sticking money in my friend's waistband. And my friend is playing along with it.
Well, he's a college kid. Of course he is.
Yes.
You're getting his money.
Yeah. Anyway, that finally ends. We go to this little upstairs quiet area, and we're just talking. And of course, that guy comes by, talks to again. Another dude, very similar in age and physicality to that guy, walks up to as well. Sorry, walks up to him as well, talks to him.
Dude.
I will bleep it. And I ask him, and I'm like,
Dude.
who are these guys? And he says, oh, those two are married.
Yep. That makes
They
sense.
invited me to join. So yeah.
That is okay. I hate to tell you, we are shockingly close to the Yard podcast right now. This is very similar to a story they told in the first 20 episodes.
Okay. Well,
Insanely. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy that we got there.
well, it happened. Yeah. And then we all
How much money did he walk away with?
just like a few bucks, dude. I don't know.
Oh, that's less worth it then.
Yes, it is. It was not. It was not worth it. I don't think
To
personally.
be creeped on by 40-year-olds.
Probably 30-year-olds. But
I would.
it's not better. My friend's 18. It's not. And
You know what? You know what McConaughey would say?
high school girls
What?
stay the same age.
We got older, stay the same.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
That reminds me of another story from later that night that's actually pretty fucked up.
Can I cut in?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I realized I forgot to tell you the previous night before I actually went to a frat party.
Oh,
I went to the Zeta Psi party at my university. Or I went to a pregame and then the Zeta Psi party. Pregame was kind of boring. I was the only one not drinking. I met two cool people. They're from Mexico. A very pretty girl who I talked to for like 3 hours straight, and the person she was dating at the time, Daniel.
At the time.
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
A week.
Okay.
Yeah. And not a ton changed between.
Okay. Yeah. Continue.
Yeah. And anyways, we talked for a while. Talk about kind of how to get close to people, how to try to make friends at my university because I've been struggling a bit, how to connect with people. We have a really good conversation. And then we go to the Zeta Psi party. Nothing really happens there. It's just it's packed. And so at my school for upperclassmen, there are apartment buildings that are basically your dorm can be an apartment building and you share a room with someone, but you have an apartment to yourself effectively. You have a private kitchen, you have a private bathroom, you have private everything.
Yeah.
Which is insane. These apartments overlook basically the entire, or like a third of the state of Virginia and all of the monuments on the rooftops. Every party is held here, which is A, dangerous to get up, but B, gorgeous. And so it's actually pretty fun. I see some other friends there and they're like, oh my God, Max, you're out. They're hammered. They are ham-boned. Ends up being actually a decent amount of fun. I just talk to people, have conversations. Bunch of gay guys flirt with me.
Happens.
Yeah, it does. Someone pours a beer on my shoes by accident. That kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And then we go and we leave. We try to find a different party. The Latino, the Latino house party had been canceled by the cops within an hour.
Uh-huh.
So that's closed. The African American house family also closed within an hour.
All right.
That sucks.
1 second. Sorry.
Going to the break.
Yeah. No. Continue. Yeah.
So we go back to the Zeta Psi. It's more fun. Another person spills a beer on me. One drunk lady completely bashes into me in my leg. That's fine. Someone starts throwing stuff off the roof. Whatever. I go back home, and every one of my roommates is hammered. They had upwards of 5 to 8 shots of hard liquor each. And one of them I have to make sure isn't dead. And then the fire alarm gets pulled.
Oh my God.
That was just kind of a headache. Ends up being a lot of fun. It was just kind of a fun night. It was my first experience going out. I also later learned that the girl from Mexico who I talked to is in my math class. And we talk more. And she tells me that things aren't going as great because her and her friend broke things off, or she broke things off.
And you go, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's so hard.
Yeah. No, I say that. I don't know. I have. This has happened more times than I can count, where I have long conversations with women who I am close to, or I become close to, about their emotions and their thoughts and their experiences, their feelings, and their relationships, and then they break up within a week. This happened with
a name we shall bleep.
Another name we shall bleep.
Yep.
This has happened. Like, I think this happened with other people from who I will not say out loud. This has
Should we bleep the name of our school or no?
Yes. I know you can. This happened with my own relationship because I talked to her and then she stopped wanting to see me. And so it's just this kind of thing happens. So, anyways, you're gonna.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. You're gonna continue with a story from the club.
Well, I'm curious though. Is there anything going on with this girl though?
Not yet. I would be much more likely to try to find something in. I'll message you the other person. In this person. But that is the goal, realistically. Also, as I told you, because I feel like there's some mutual energy there.
Yeah.
This woman, she is really pretty. She's extremely nice, but I don't know if we match because she is much more easygoing than I am, and
Yeah.
that's just not something I'm used to.
Mm-hmm.
So, but maybe I don't know. Maybe it's a very low stress, low
Yeah.
like, and I have class together with her,
Yeah.
and I may have been responsible for the end of a relationship. So, anyways, you're
Not-
gonna tell me
not
about
responsible. No, not responsible, but you may have influenced.
you were going
But
to
in the
tell
end, it was
me-
her decision.
Yes, absolutely, it was. You were going to tell me about the rest of your night.
Well, I was going to say something fucked up that happened that night.
Oh, okay, go for it.
Well, okay, so after the club, as a couple of my friends call it.
Fuck, God, those are like the USA guy. They're like the guy.
No, well, it's like like in the club, we all fam.
Oh no, that's a meme actually.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
that's what I meme, if you will. I'll kill.
I think
I'll
we're gonna
kill myself.
End the
I'll kill myself.
podcast now.
I'll kill
Okay.
myself.
Okay. Good. Just so we're clear. You can't eat on it, dude. It's like rule number 1.
Well, you were talking a lot, so.
I want to
Anyway,
go back to the thing I said before about ending the.
we go. So usually the go-to spot for post 2 a.m. you want to eat something is Raising Cane's, but because of that, it's just the line's always out the door past this hour. So there's a Jack in the Box, which none of us have ever actually been to. I love the Jack in the Box commercials so much, but I've never actually been to a Jack in the Box.
I never want to hear that you love a commercial again.
Have you ever seen the Jack in the Box commercials?
I don't care. It's a commercial. Its
Have
object
you-
is to make you spend money on something that you probably don't want.
But have you seen the Jack in the Box commercials?
Is it better than True Detective season 1?
It's on the same level.
Are you fucking
No, I'm kidding. I'm
me?
kidding. They're just hilarious. They're just hilarious. dude.
I'll have you know, I had to defend True Detective season 1. Someone was trying
Yeah.
to tell me that Veep was the greatest show of all time, and I had to say, "Have you seen True Detective season 1?"
Yeah.
And they were like, "But Veep is so good." Julia Louis-Dreyfus
Yeah, but
won
have they
7
seen
Emmys
it?
for it.
Like,
And then I said,
Veep
"Have you
is
seen
Veep is a very
True
good
Detective
show,
season 1?"
but
Veep is fantastic. The writing's amazing. The acting's amazing.
Yeah.
The cast is amazing. Whatever. Anyways, finish. Or don't, because you just started to eat another fucking cracker. Holy shit, how are you more white than me? You are half Puerto Rican. Okay.
really taking my time
Maybe
with this
not.
one. Anyway, so we go to Jack in the Box. Terrible decision. We thought it
Yeah,
would be
Food
quicker.
sucks.
No. Not because of that. Because even though there was like no line compared to the line at Cane's, it took us an hour to get our food. That's not an exaggeration. I met a cool drunk guy in line who was wearing nothing but purple and gold overalls.
You talk a lot about men that are dressed scantily clad that you meet.
Well, that was just an interesting detail about him. Like, what else am I supposed to pick up on it? What else could have told you more about his character than that?
I don't know. I feel like you've described probably 8 times more men than women that you've interacted with.
Because women don't like to talk to me.
Or when you start the conversation, they have to finish it.
No.
Okay,
Okay,
I don't
see,
believe
this is
that.
just
I
I
do
know,
not believe
but
that.
okay, this ties into the theme of what I'm going into.
Uh-oh.
This is something fucked up that I witnessed. We're waiting for the guy. There is within this place of mostly college students going out. There is this very tall, very just like conventionally attractive, like a little bit older dude, wearing like a button down shirt, like, and he looks like a dad, but still very conventionally attractive dude. After a while, I am kind of just like, what is he doing in this Jack in the Box at 2 a.m. with all these college students? And as he walks away, I'm standing next to this, group of women this time, next, like waiting for our order. And as he walks,
Still only focusing on the men.
as he walks away with his order, he says to one of them, "I really like your outfit," and she goes, "Thanks." And then he walks off, and she like goes to him, and he's like, is it just like, doesn't that guy look like a dad? Like, like, isn't he like way older than us? And we're like, yeah, that was weird. And then somebody else says, no, there was this other girl, like a girl our age, saying, hey, you never added me. And he pulls out his phone and opens Snapchat and adds her on Snapchat. And then we look over and he's talking to this girl that they're talking about at her thing. We look away and we're talking about it. We look back and he's holding her face like this and making out with her.
Ooh.
And I'm just like, whoa. And then he leaves. He exits the area. I'm just like, what a dude. I already think it's fucked up. Then that girl runs to the bathroom not looking super happy. And now I wish I saw where that guy went. And then immediately the other girls were like, should we check on her? I was like, yeah, go check on her.
Yeah, that's a check on her.
Yeah, go check on her,
Absolutely.
please.
Yeah.
She seemed fine coming out of the bathroom. But yeah, that's a story from the night. I don't
like that at
there's
all.
no resolution. It's just sad. But I thought about it. It came up. Yeah.
I will say, okay. So this has happened a lot.
Yeah.
At like college is weird, creepy, gross men.
Mhm.
Like there was like I think a 65 to 70-year-old man who my friends were they were leaving the metro, and he was a worker there, and he says, "Hey, you guys look really good," and he literally says to one of them, "You're making me go crazy, yo." Girls like you make me go crazy. I really like you. And he starts like following them. My friends are 18.
Yeah.
This guy's in his mid 60s. So the amount of times I've had to suggest, especially in DC, that people get pepper spray, bear spray, tasers, because we are, in Maryland at least, they sell it at convenience stores, and you can bring it across state lines very easily. And I'm encouraging it. Realistic, I don't care if it's legal. I don't give a shit. I am encouraging it. Because the amount of fucking creeps that there's been creeps at parties. Some guy just kept like forcing himself into conversation to talk to women who clearly did not like him and like would like follow them. On campus, I had my friend, she was on campus. It was like 12:30, maybe it was like 1 a.m. Two guys start following her on campus, and they start saying things like, "Ooh, I like it when they're quiet. Ooh, I like quiet girls. Ooh, you're gorgeous." And they start following her all the way back to her dorm.
Yep.
And I think that she like was able to get away from them, but like that shit was happening on campus.
Yeah. No, that's
insane.
That's why I walk all of my friends back to their dorms.
Oh yeah. I after she, like literally that night, I'm like, okay, I'm walking people back. I don't care.
Yeah.
I will add myself to this group of people because I know I am more trustworthy than 85% of my campus, for sure, and the police department is very inactive, I will say, at my campus, and it's just insane. There's just so much stank men.
Yeah,
are around.
I really think that there's a problem with men in this country.
Careful.
I'm sorry.
Careful.
I'm sorry.
I will say.
No,
okay,
I'm saying it is fucked up that what we're saying isn't out of the ordinary. Yeah.
Genuinely. And I also, did you know that not gay marriage, but gay sex wasn't legal until 2003? You could go to prison in 14 states if you had sex with another man until 2003. That's crazy. Anyways,
Yeah. Yeah.
no, I found out about the day. I was like, that's insane. So, my weekend on Saturday morning, I had bystander intervention training, which is basically training to stop all of this.
Yeah. Okay.
And previously, I had heard my friend Josh, this is critical information. Also, there's enough Joshes in the world so that this one can remain not anonymous. Josh complained that, hey, they kind of did my name dirty in this in the bystander intervention training. Like I'm like, there's no way that's true. And like, you cannot be complaining about bystander intervention training. So I go, And the first story starts with a prompt. Josh goes to a party. Josh sees Jenny, and he thinks she's really cute. Josh goes up and offers her a beer. Is there anything wrong? Is there anything to do? I raise my hand and say, yeah, that's pretty weird. I don't know. I've always just been trained to kind of not drink alcohol that I don't know where it's come from, especially because, like, I feel like someone tried to kind of potentially rape me and drug me. And you know
that's a
I
whole
think I
different
talked about this
story. Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
But
yeah.
but it's just like, even from my perspective as a dense man, physically and mentally, I try to stay pretty careful of that, pretty abreast to my wits,
Yeah.
if you will.
No, it's one thing to offer to buy someone a drink, and it's another thing to offer someone a drink already in your hand.
Especially if you're a guy at a party.
Yeah.
Like, and it's very specifically, Josh has never met Jenny. This is a random woman. He's just like, oh, she's hot. Okay.
Come on, Josh.
And then the second example, it's Josh and Jenny again, both strangers. This example, though, is Josh sees Jenny walking alone at night. Josh thinks she's really cute. So Josh starts running after Jenny.
You're kidding.
I'm not.
Cute.
Is this a red? Yeah, literally, like, it was the flash.
I'm just like, I feel like that's not the full extent of the thought process.
Oh, it's not.
And I'm just saying,
Anyways.
no, I'm just saying, I feel like what Josh would do is subtly follow from a distance before he starts chasing.
You probably shouldn't do that either.
I feel like they just didn't give, Josh's, what's it, malevolence enough credit.
This is also on the so in the end, I understand Josh. Feel bad for Josh. It's really unfortunate.
Wait, real Josh or
real Josh?
Sorry.
Real Josh. I made it in no uncertain terms. I thought that bystander adventure training story Josh should be put in a hydraulic press. For added context, by the way, the night before I went with real Josh to Yom Kippur services, or we atoned for our sins, and I quite literally atoned for his sins of murder or thievery or stealing or pervertry. I atoned for all of his sins, because that's what Yom Kippur is. You atone for the sins of your community. Whether or not you did them, it is because we are a human race, whatever. And I actually went to services the first time in 6 years. I found it really moving.
Okay.
But I'm like, I just atoned for this guy's sins, and now he's chasing after women.
Well, wasn't
pervertry
Pervertry?
or perversion?
Is that
perversion.
really the form of that? Okay, interesting.
I know
Never-
it is pervertry.
Yeah. I've never used it.
Or perversion.
Usually I'm the one correcting your words. Yeah.
And so
Not important.
resolve as soon as I resolve Josh of his sins, he goes out and he pulls that shit.
Fucking Josh.
I've been saying this. Now, Josh quickly became one of my good friends. I like Josh a lot.
Not real Josh.
Real Josh.
No.
Yes, real Josh. I like real Josh. Okay, this is character assassination. It was interesting. We ranked, so for the training, we also had to like rank things by commonality of how much they occur on campus.
Okay.
And so like binge drinking, we put at most frequently.
Yeah.
And at and least frequently, it was like inappropriate graffiti or vandalism.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that doesn't really happen. And then I thought about it, and I remembered. We have a library that was designed by a prison architect.
Okay.
And it looks rather prisonish. Prison adjacent. Bless you, Micah.
Micah.
Anyways, second floor of my library, there's study rooms. In one of the main study rooms, someone cut a hole into the drywall. Pretty massive hole. And etched into the wall, glory hole.
Whoa.
And so I thought, maybe it's actually slightly more common. And then I thought about how much there's like destruction of property on campus.
Oh yeah, no.
Literally every room has carvings.
Okay, well. What happens at LSU? Well, one time I was walking back with someone. I was walking someone to her dorm, and we walk by two guys holding street signs, going, and then we just look at them, and they're just like, sometimes you gotta hit a lick, man. And I can see that.
I hate that.
Yeah, and
I kind of love it, but I mostly hate it.
And Micah, was I with you? No, this was last night still when I was walking by. Well, okay, it was in front. Okay, wait, actually, I have to tell you about this place called the Big Cheesy. There's this place on a road. It's a restaurant called the Big Cheesy. This is a little bit of backstory.
You go to a Mickey Mouse world.
So there's this place called the Big Cheesy. It sounds exactly how it is. It's just this like dingy little, cheeseburger. No, sorry, grilled cheese place, not even cheeseburger. Grilled cheese.
Oh, actually, I like grilled cheeses. That's fair. Nope, I take it all back. No Mickey Mouse world.
Okay. One night I'm walking around with Micah and Ayana at like 3 a.m. Just because we were doing that for fun. And we walk by the Big Cheesy. It's not on campus, it's just off campus. We walk by the Big Cheesy, and there are these two guys standing out front. One of them, very particular, I remembered, he's got a buzz cut, and he wears a little chain. He doesn't look like necessarily a bad dude just by looking at him, but like if somebody told you were a bad dude, you'd be like, I see a little hidden,
He could play a bad dude movie.
Yeah,
Like Ricky Gervais, kind of.
No, not at all. Not at all, no.
No, in terms of, like, he could play a bad dude. He's not bad. Or Christoph Waltz.
Okay, no,
I'm just thinking of bad dudes in movies.
Okay. So we walk by this night, and they're just nodding at us like, oh, hi, yeah, hi. And
like Two-Face.
Oh, no, just like, oh, yeah, no, like nice night, just like, how's it going type of thing. Don't look too closely at what we're doing. And the buzz cut guy is clearly hiding something in his palm. Clearly to me, wasn't clear to the other two. And so I lean into Mike and Ayana after we walk a bit away, and I go, that was most definitely a drug deal. That's what
come on.
That's what was happening. And listen.
Oh, you go to a very strict state. Go on.
Listen. We go another night. I'm with a group of Mike and Ayana and a couple other people. We decide to go to the Big Cheesy. And get something to eat. In comes Buzzcut guy. With two guys. They look out of a freaking movie. Like that they are just like a drug dealer's friends. Are you like, there's like this one guy has like a big mustache and like long hair. And he's wearing like a camo beanie. No, like a stoner. Okay, movie, but like just like, but like a guy who would be friends with a drug dealer, and like a couple other people like that. They come in with them. Buzzcut guy, moving in and out behind the counter, continuously, not doing any work, but talking to people. People coming up to the counter, being like, "Hey man, how's it going?" And that's when I realized as we leave. I go, guys, there's something afoot at the Big Cheesy. The Big Cheesy is definitely... The Big Cheesy is running a drug operation. I swear to you.
Oh, okay. Or...
There's a drug operation being run out of it.
Or what you saw was a grilled cheese transaction. And Big Cheesy is a illicit grilled cheese distributor.
Okay, now back to the relevant story, which was destruction of property.
Oh, yes.
We're walking by the Big Cheesy last night as we come back from the Jack in the Box. And we walk by the Big Cheesy. In front of the Big Cheesy, there's a group of guys, buzzcut guys leaning over, pulling something. They are pulling a parking meter out of the ground, out of the sidewalk in front of the Big Cheesy.
What?
They are pulling a parking meter out of the sidewalk.
How does one do that?
With sheer force. He's literally just bent.
That doesn't make sense.
I think they did work on it with tools beforehand.
Okay, that makes way more sense. Because they are put in with at least 4 feet of concrete.
Yeah, but he's just going, but by the time we walk on, he's just tugging. And some of it is coming up. It's like going, bam, bam, bam.
What?
as we're walking away, you know, and we jokingly are like, good luck. And they're just like, oh yeah, we've been trying to get rid of this thing for months. We look back and then he gets it. He gets it out and he raises it above his head like, yeah.
Dude, does fucking Kingpin
Yeah.
run the Big Cheesy? I'm struggling to understand this.
Oh my god. I don't know
what
what's
at you guys.
that like
Like an ultimate in a video game?
I don't-
That doesn't make sense.
I don't know what's going on at the Big Cheesy. In fact, part of me wants to bleep their name just in case they ever hear this and hear me airing out their dirty
You're
laundry.
gonna be fucking put in a body bag.
Yeah.
That's insane. Okay. Hey, damn. I honestly, the drug part, like, okay, I go running in DC. I never go a day without seeing a crackhead.
Yeah.
Like, DC is a crackhead universe.
Yeah.
People smoke weed on my dorm floor.
Oh, yeah,
I see people
same.
do it in the bathrooms.
Nearly every single night, I'm smelling weed through the ventilation. Yeah.
Well, okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Literally, that's so. Is it legal there or no?
I don't think so.
Actually, there's a 0% chance it is.
I don't think
That's
so. But
surprising.
like in this area, somebody explained to me that the culture is just kind of just like, it's like jaywalking.
My dad said there are no real laws in New Orleans.
Well, that's New Orleans.
think
This
you
is
might be
Baton Rouge.
right.
New Orleans definitely. There are no.
He
real
may have
laws.
said there's no real laws in Louisiana.
It's definitely not all of Louisiana. There are real laws in Louisiana. There are definitely no laws in New Orleans.
I feel like there's at least maybe a third of laws in Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
You're going to gay clubs. Okay, on a complete subject and topic change,
Yeah.
I have good news for us. Really good news.
Yeah.
My dad asked me what I wanted for Christmas for my birthday, and so I told him, and I have something I want to show you.
Oh, I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. What is it? Oh, I can't wait. Oh, what is it? Oh, what is it?
This is my very own Nikon ZF with a nifty 50 lens, 50 millimeter, and a 24 to 200 millimeter
Oh my
zoom
god.
lens.
That's so awesome.
Completely my own. It is the second newest camera Nikon has released.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And it can shoot for photos, it can shoot in 6K. For movies, it can record in 4K, 21, 25, 30.
Okay.
So no 60.
Okay.
But,
Still.
I mean, still
Yeah.
fantastic. This lens is a nifty 50. It is a 50 millimeter prime. Do you know what a nifty 50 is?
It's
It's the most popular prime
yeah,
known to man.
because
Because it is the number one thing to use for shallow depth of field
yeah,
and for portrait photos.
yeah,
It
and
is the most popular.
because 50 millimeters is the closest we basically come to mimicking the human eye in terms
that
of
makes a
lens.
lot of sense.
Yeah.
And also, it has it's f1.8, so it's extraordinarily quick.
Mhm.
So we have some new filmmaking tech.
Hell
which
yes.
means our new filmmaking tech is pretty stacked.
Yeah.
We have XLR microphones.
Yep.
We have not cinema cameras, but the closest thing that we could probably get to cinema cameras without getting an actual cinema camera.
Yep.
Professional software. We got lights. We got sound. We got everything.
Yep.
So I don't know. This has made me happy. I've just been using it, and I like photography now. It's
Mhm.
also really good for wildlife photography and videography,
Yeah.
or fight scenes if we wanted to record fight scenes. Ooh, I need a lens cover. Sorry.
Yeah, you
Um,
do. Is there not a lens cover on there?
Not on my 24
Go put it on.
200. Yeah.
It's really important to put lens covers on lenses when you're not using the lenses. Yeah. No, but this is really cool. For our action movie sequel next summer. if we want to do a
Actually,
well,
pause.
Yeah.
For a second, because I need.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep talking just in case. We did film an action movie. It will be edited. I know you don't have your headphones, but you also can't hear me.
Don't talk to them.
I was saying, we filmed an action movie. It's going to be edited when I get editing software back. But yeah, no, that I was saying that would be cool because I mean, if we shoot sooner than the summer, we're not gonna have time to do a like justice to the first movie with a full-on sequel. You know what I mean?
Oh, I wasn't thinking filming that.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. If we meet earlier, we can film other things. But I was just saying for this because we are planning to do a sequel next summer.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need to do a drama. We need to do a drama. We need to do something.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more substantive.
Yeah.
If you want to write a drama for school, if you have to, I will happily shoot that with you and act in it.
Yeah.
But we need to shoot something a little more serious.
I was actually cast in a short film as the lead recently.
We are going to do a breakdown of that on our Patreon. Decided just now.
A breakdown of the short film I act in. Okay.
Have you been? Has it come out yet, or is it still being worked on?
No, I've been cast in it. We haven't filmed it yet.
Have you memorized your lines?
No, literally, I was just casting it like a day ago.
Have you memorized your lines?
We are filming in 2 weeks.
What do you think this is?
But yeah, it's just in the Delta Rouge Discord server. It's just a place where, film people talk to each other, and that's basically the little film student organization for LSU. And people post like, "Hey, look at this thing I made," or "Hey, I need people for this." And so I texted and because somebody was looking for a lead actor for a project, and this is, I believe, a junior or senior. And I sent them a couple of the movies I made. They were like, "Oh, that's great. You will act for us." Yeah.
What did you send them?
I sent them the thing where I just like have the most screen time with talking was the film Dave is Weird that I made with Owen Gertz. And so I sent them that one, but I also sent them a little playlist on my YouTube that just says films I've acted in case they wanted to see other stuff. Did
you make a note about Owen Gertz being a pedophile?
That is just a blatant lie with absolutely no evidence behind it.
He has cases. Look it up.
Where did this
Owen
thing?
Gertz pedophile.
I just like
Owen Gertz sex terrorist.
Okay, but like this would make sense if this was like a running joke you had, but this is just out of nowhere.
He's a sex terrorist. Makes sex bombs. He's a bad guy.
What do you think about the fact that
he's a cartoon villain?
That Dave is Weird is the third most popular film on his channel, and his film Mirage that stars me is the most popular film on his channel.
You're a good actor.
Yeah. I know, that's what I'm saying.
In a sex terrorist's production.
I get views when I'm on other people's channels.
My dad told me something, and you're gonna have to correct me. Is the number one way that people break into the film industry through talent agents, working at talent agents?
Working at talent agencies?
Yes.
I don't know if it's the number one way, but I know it's definitely a common way. Like
But basically, one of the university. Sorry.
So I was just gonna say, like, one of the people I spoke to when I was doing the summer program at USC, who had a very high position and stuff that I was able to get a meeting with. That's how he got into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, the Film and Media Alliance at my school had a thing that I skipped about basically how to get landed at a talent agency, things you want to look out for. And
Yeah.
they had alumni and professionals and experts talking stuff. Secondly, okay, this is a topic maybe just for us, but you remember that woman who talked to us for like 20 minutes at your graduation party?
Yes.
Who was like Scandinavian? Okay, can you message me her name?
I know the last name.
That's all I need.
Wait. No, I remember.
Okay. Does she have a kid?
Oh, yeah?
Son?
I believe.
In this area, relatively, like close to our age.
That I
Grew up
don't
in this
know.
age, relatively close to our age.
So grew up in this area? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they live in this area.
I knew someone who was friends with him when she was 5. I
When who was?
despise living here.
When who was?
Someone who lives on my dorm floor, who I think she's cool. She was friends with this person, well, when she was 5.
Ah. I think I went to his birthday party.
I
If it's the son I'm thinking of.
hate.
Why is
You
that
do
a bad
not-
thing?
Because I know everyone. I know everyone that's been born. I was born 6 minutes away from campus.
So okay.
I went to elementary school 3 minutes away from campus.
Mm. Yeah.
It's insane. I hate it. I know everyone around here.
I know nobody here.
Do you like that?
Somewhat.
Well,
Yeah.
also, no one here knows your ex who's named after a bird who is also a sex terrorist.
That one is most definitely biased because that's a person you've never actually spoken to.
So you're saying there's merit to the first one.
No, like I'm saying,
I like the way you think, my friend.
At least with
He agrees.
At least with the first one, you have an actual impression that he made to back you up.
To back up his sex terrorism.
Yeah. Did he do something to you? Is that why you?
It's been a lot.
No,
But like no one will know that person. I know people that know my ex.
Yeah.
I hate that. But you know what? You know what the big thing with Yom Kippur is starting anew, starting fresh. I'm serious. Starting anew, starting fresh. So I've already started. I fumbled it with a girl who is extremely famous, who I really like.
Yeah.
I sabotaged a second relationship.
Yeah.
So I am starting anew.
But your sins are atoned for.
All of them.
You
Every
know,
single one.
The murder and the theft and
perjury.
Is sex terrorism on the list?
Yeah. Kinda. And my heart is open to accept myself and others. So, thank you, America.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that when I was at your house and you had your cup that looked like a lens? I was terrified because I thought I dropped it.
You didn't tell me that. Yeah, no. For the visuals here. Yep.
It looks like literally identical to like a Nikon lens or just any lens.
That's the idea.
Like extremely similar.
Mm-hmm.
And it terrified me.
I love it.
What is the zoom on that? What is it like? What is it? No, I'm curious. I think it's 20/20 105.
How did you remember that?
No, I just saw it.
Okay.
And I guessed I was right.
Okay. I was
Also,
about to
my
be
dad is
so.
My dad is the same one.
Okay. I was about to be so freaked out. I was.
Well, I remember things.
Yeah.
I do. I remember criminals that you associate with. I remember a lot.
Not all of them.
But anyways, we have a new filmmaking device, and I also because Nikon acquired Blackmagic, or did they acquire Red or Blackmagic? I think they acquired Red. They just released a bunch of Red's LUTs for their cameras. They released like 4 of their most important ones, publicly. So that's a big thing.
Yeah.
But also, I think they're gonna probably start doing cinema lenses soon. Hopefully, everyone hopes. I really hope.
Yeah.
And if not, they maybe did some for the F series. Actually, I don't think they did. But we could actually use cinema lenses. Isn't that cool?
Yes.
We can use like an actual
Imagine getting an anamorphic lens. Oh my god. Sorry.
It's kind of like a nifty 50 actually. But yes, an actual anamorphic would be really cool. And we could shoot wide. We can make wide movies.
Instead of just shooting with a wide lens and cropping it, like we did that one scene in the action movie.
I realized, by the way,
Yep.
we were only ever able to do that because my dad had a Z9,
Yeah.
which is Nikon's best camera, and
We
we
are
Nikon's.
for reference.
best
We are
camera.
we are very privileged young filmmakers. We have
My dad wants to be or he loves photography.
Yeah,
and he's been doing it for years, and so he has a lot of tech.
we are in a very fortunate position as people who enjoy making movies.
Yeah, and so we were able to start shooting in 8K.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just because we could.
that's insane. Well, do you know how many cameras have that size of sensor?
Not many.
There's I think 8. 8 that have a 46 megapixel sensor. We got very, very lucky. So best we could shoot with this is 4K 25, which is actually really good. But 4K 25 with good lighting and good sound and how does your mic connect?
Microphone.
Does it use it?
This one?
Yes. Does it use a USB-C or does it use?
Well, what is it using right now? Right now,
Can it connect via aux cable? It can't, right?
it can do XLR cable, but that's it.
It can't do aux in or aux out.
It's plugged into my computer through a USB right now.
Okay. That's good to know. Okay, so we probably couldn't do direct audio
No.
this then. Well, because it does have a mic. It has a mic input, but that's via a audio jack input.
Mm-hmm.
So if we had an audio jack like XLR converter, which those exist, we could effectively use an XLR boom mic with this camera. We could start doing some cool stuff.
Okay.
Or we could just make our stupid ideas way better.
Oh yeah. Which is
you.
honestly it's one of the funnest things to do.
It's really fun, but we need to actually make a serious movie, man.
Yeah.
I texted you. Okay. So audio listeners, one of the big inspirations for our podcast was a podcast called Cumtown.
Okay. No. I can't give the backstory for this podcast without spoiling the movie. God damn it.
So you won't. And
This was one of
so
Max's biggest inspirations for this podcast.
one of my biggest inspirations, and also a podcast that I think is very funny.
I've
And
never
I was
listened to it.
attached.
I've never
That's
listened
not
to
true.
it.
That's not true. We listened to it.
We listened to the
We
first
listened to
3 minutes for inspiration for something
No,
else.
We've listened to maybe 12 minutes total.
We have?
I think so. I think it was longer. I think we listened to it on 2 car rides. It was about 12 minutes total.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm casually listening to it because I really like it. And they just casually come up with the idea of just Fat Rambo, a series of Fat Rambo movies. And I'm thinking about it, and I'm just like, Rambo, but he weighs like 300 pounds, and he's eating a bag of Cheetos while he's shooting people. And I'm dying. I think that's so funny. It's so funny. And now we have the ability to do that.
Yep.
We cast Jack Black as Jack Reacher, and we call him Fat Reacher. And the police are like, all right, keep your eyes out. He's 5'6", 280 pounds, and he is a fucking killing machine. Or like an American Ultra.
Mm.
Oh my god, Fat American Ultra?
Oh yeah.
Are you kidding me? Have you not seen American Ultra?
No.
They tried to make Jesse Eisenberg cool, and they did a decent job.
Interesting. Okay, I'm interested.
It's a decent movie. It's a fun movie. It's not a very complex movie, but it's acted well, and it's written decent, and the music is good.
That reminds me, actually, in terms of action inspiration, something that's also I just started watching the show. Very, if you think about the concept itself, it's very simple. In fact, very generic action movie, but it doesn't feel that way at all because it's written interestingly and slowly, and then it's just executed very well. It's FX's show The Old Man. Have you heard of it?
I have not. I'm gonna write that down because it's not specific at all.
It stars Jeff Bridges, so you know that as him as the Big Lebowski.
Oh yeah, he is an old man.
Yeah, and he And it also stars John Lithgow, but I doubt you know who that is. But he does an
I know who
incredible
John
job.
Lithgow is.
You know who John Lithgow is? I'm so proud of you.
I know his name because he's famous. I don't. Let me see the things that he's done. He was in Shrek.
Okay, I know.
I think I may have seen him in Dexter.
He's
was
Lord
in
Farquaad. He's
Interstellar.
Lord Farquaad.
He's. I've seen Interstellar so many more times than Shrek.
Yeah.
Why don't you just say he's the guy from Interstellar?
Yeah, he is Matthew McConaughey's father-in-law.
Holy shit, he's been in so many movies.
He was also the villain of The Accountant. Remember when we watched The Accountant?
Hey, I don't, because that movie was really bad.
Yeah.
The movie was not good. It was really funny though.
Yeah, but
He was in Pet Sematary? Why? Why was he? Okay.
So okay, yeah, but it stars Jeff Bridges and also John Lithgow's a very important role. And Jeff Bridges is a very old
went to Harvard.
man. I didn't know that. That's impressive. But yeah, it's okay. It's very slow paced. In fact, the first episode, I wasn't expecting an action scene at all. But the action scene within the first episode is one of my favorite action scenes I've seen in any action media. It was
You're including the Batman. You're including Warrior, which I showed you.
so it's
You're
one of my favorite
you're
choreographed fight
including-
scenes I've ever seen.
You're including that movie I showed you where the guy rips a guy's face in half.
Yes, no, I'm definitely including that one.
You're including Doom Patrol, Legion, Watchmen.
Yeah, well, Doom Patrol, I didn't like.
They don't have amazing action.
No,
but
like, I'm
Watchmen
talking-
and Legion do.
Well, in terms of fight choreography, Legion,
Legion?
fight
Watchmen.
choreography, and Legion. Watchmen had some.
Warrior? Have you seen Warrior?
Yeah, I've seen. We've watched. Warrior's up there in terms of fight choreography, and no, like the other one is
Captain
like
America Civil War.
No, but Daredevil. Daredevil. The show Daredevil is one of my favorite. Actually, so Daredevil's top 3. This show is top 3
The
now.
Gray Man.
No.
The ending fight choreography was good. I'm fighting you on that.
No, what? Okay, so
because then the sun.
Okay,
rose.
you need to understand what I value.
Because then the sunrise.
Okay, you need to understand what I consider a good fight scene is as somebody who trains in multiple fighting styles.
It's been a while. I don't know if you can still call that.
Yeah, but and somebody who researches it a ton, and it's just I love it when a show is able to be both an entertaining fight scene and a realistic fight scene using actual techniques. Like, because I freaking hate it, for instance, when like somebody goes for a knife and it's caught like that, because then bam.
Doesn't that happen in our movie?
No,
you hit
what
my
you
hand.
did
My
is
hand.
the chop and the fall. Sorry, I know, but that's something, it's literally a Krav Maga technique. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, so, like the old man, the fight choreography in that in the fight at the end of episode 1, chef's kiss.
I feel like there's no way it's better than Warrior, because Warrior has like 2 complex fights minimum every episode.
Okay, so listen, it's
like 30 episodes.
No, okay, listen, it's different. It's different because Warrior.
It's not kung fu, probably.
Well, it's not kung fu. Yeah, but like Warrior is very
or boxing.
Warrior is very fast paced and all this stuff. The old man fight scene, it was very grounded.
Sorry, I realize I'm getting lost in this. How are they having an ancient man fight?
That's what's pretty cool about it.
Is it like the guys in Up when they fight?
No. No, he's fighting a young dude.
Okay, maybe I have to watch this.
Just watch the first episode. You don't necessarily have to keep watching. I wouldn't mind if you didn't. But like you'll probably want to if you get to the end of the first episode. It's just
You know what we have to watch, by the way?
What?
Penguin.
I'm waiting till it all comes out. Yeah, I'm waiting till it all comes out.
Me too.
I'm dodging spoilers left and right.
It's so tough. People drop them all the time.
Especially since I follow a bunch of the DC pages and stuff on Instagram, and they're just like, "What do you think of the last episode where this happens?" I'm like, "No."
Like you're being poisoned. Yeah, I really want to watch it. Colin Farrell, he's so
it's
good.
so good. It looks so good, and it looks like it's filmed so well.
Who directs it? It's not James Gunn. It's the director. Is it
Matt Reeves?
Oh, he did the Batman.
Yes. The guy who did the Batman wrote the Penguin.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if Matt Reeves is directing every episode. Wait.
I feel like Matt Reeves' DCEU is probably better than James Gunn's, I'm going to be honest.
That they're different. I wouldn't call one better or worse until I see James Gunn's version yet.
You've seen the
No.
Batman movie that James Gunn made.
No, I haven't.
Batman v Superman.
That is Zack Snyder.
Really?
Zack Snyder is the terrible one. James Gunn just took over.
Is he not?
James
You saw Suicide.
No, James Gunn did the Guardians of the Galaxy movies,
Yeah.
and
And
then
then he did the Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad. Not Suicide Squad, The Suicide Squad. And then he did Peacemaker.
Both of those things are worse, I would say, objectively,
Then the Batman?
than yes.
But here's the thing. I want to see his Superman movie. And it's going to be different. No matter what, it's going to be different. But I'm not going to go in scales of worse yet.
Superman's tough.
Superman is tough. These days it's been made tough. But James Gunn...
Well, okay. It's when you compare to Batman. Batman is just he's a darker, more tougher, like complex, layered character.
Okay.
Superman is a Boy Scout. That's his like defining.
But like,
trait.
see, people who know the character of Superman know that there's actually so much with Superman, and most of them, just modern day public, does not know how much there is to delve in with him. And I'm really excited to see what James Gunn is going to do. Because let me put it this way: I'm a diehard Batman the Animated Series guy. What I think is so underrated and honestly on par with Batman the Animated Series is Superman the Animated Series, which it's just not nearly as popular. But I honestly think it's on par.
I think I've probably seen a few episodes and didn't love it, but I don't think it was that bad.
Yeah.
By the way, do you know what happens when Superman is exposed to pink kryptonite?
Yes, I know exactly what happened.
2008 version of the comics.
Yes.
Well, we're on a podcast, so you're gonna have to explain it.
Well, there are many different kinds of kryptonite these days. There's kryptonite that takes away his powers permanently.
He's not explaining it. He's not explaining it.
Okay. But then there's pink kryptonite. And pink kryptonite makes Superman homosexual.
Yes.
And
it makes him attracted to
men.
His male what's his male friend? Like the one that's like he's a reporter at the
You mean
Gazette
Jimmy
with him.
Olsen?
Yes, he's attracted to Jimmy Olsen. He not the Gazette, the Global Planet. What is the planet? The planet. No, what is it? What the fuck is the place called?
Daily
Planet.
Yeah.
Um
I was testing to see if you said Daily Bugle, and then I was gonna be like, ah.
he loses all interest in Lois Lane, and he abandons this. Do you know when this came out? This edition
you said it
in the
already.
comics?
You said 2008.
2008.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yep.
That is wild. You can't do that's not appropriate.
Well, but like we always wondered what would happen if Superman turned gay.
Did we? Who is we? It was a massively stereotypical character. Massively.
Hey,
By like every mean.
there are a lot of bad comics, dude. There are a lot of bad comics out there, man.
I know. I only have like one comic book, and I didn't think I liked it.
Yeah.
I don't love comic books. I will fight that they do not have the depth to allow to provide as much depth. Are there like actual book versions of the Batman stories or anything like that?
Yeah,
I
haven't.
feel like that
I
would be
haven't.
So good.
I have a novelized version of The Killing Joke, in this room, and
How is it?
it's pretty good. But again, I'm not a huge book guy, and there are some problematic elements of The Killing Joke, but some like it's kind of no.
What happens?
Okay, but
Dude,
what
what happens when Batman is exposed to pink bats?
No, but like it's more like it's literally just like, but like part of the problematic element is like a fucked up thing that the Joker does, and it's like, yeah, it's the Joker doing a fucked up thing, and it's supposed to be fucked up, you know? So
is it one of the murders Tim Drake or rapes Harley? Like
no,
those versions
okay,
of the
well the
story?
Joker does not rape because the Joker, for the Joker to treat Harley Quinn like he does, the man does not have a penis. It was burned off when he fell in the acid. That's my theory.
Okay. I was gonna say that seems.
That was a joke. Sorry. Sorry. But it's just the Joker does something. Okay, basically, you're not gonna read this, are you? You might have.
Probably not. It seems.
Okay, he shoots Barbara Gordon through the spine, and then
And that's what paralyzes her.
yeah, but then he declothes her and takes pictures of her naked body while she's bleeding out on the floor. And then when he captures Commissioner Gordon later and puts him, on a tunnel thing, and I think also strips Commissioner Gordon for some reason, and he like projects the pictures to be like, haha, your daughter's bleeding out right now.
I
And
feel
also
like
she's
that's
naked.
out of character. He doesn't seem a very strip people of their clothes thing guy.
Yeah, I know it's like a kind of interesting. That's the big that's not the big. It's one of the criticisms. Then there's also the Bruce Timm, animated film version with Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill reprising roles of Batman and the Joker. Blah 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 blah.
Like any good adaptation of Batman and Joker ever.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But this movie is not very well liked in some aspect. There's one good scene in the movie, and that's where Batman and the Joker have a talk at the end of the movie. But there's the Bruce Timm, who is in most senses like knows exactly what to do with Batman and Batman characters in Batman stories. He did the animated series. He just did the Caped Crusader series that just came out. He's done so many Batman projects and worked on so many and done so well. But he's always trying to get Batman to sleep with Batgirl. Buddy, that's his buddy's daughter.
That's also the point of Catwoman.
Yeah, and also so many other characters. There's so many other characters too that Batman has romantic entanglements with.
Talia al Ghul.
Like, so there is
age appropriate.
Yeah,
Talia al Ghul is like 103.
Yeah. No, sorry, no. They are just the same age. No, they don't get to dip in the Lazarus water like their dad does. They grow old, and Ra's al Ghul is like, oh wow, my child just died of old age. That's crazy. But sorry, no. So what I'm saying is, why
are all the good creators?
No. So there's
fucking predators, dude.
I know. So there is a sex scene in the Killing Joke movie between Batman and Batgirl. Sorry, I'm being loud. It's quiet hour at my dorm. No, and that's what everybody is just like, no.
That's a big no.
It's a big no. It's a big no. And
I feel like whoever fucking originally created the Batman would not have supported that. Or the creator of Batgirl. Who created that? Who is the...
I don't know I don't know who created Batgirl. Like, well, so when it comes to creator of Batman, that's a whole thing that I'm sure you don't know about. Bob Kane. Okay. Bob Kane knows so little about Batman that he'd probably support it, because Bob Kane is he's a chauvinist. He's a credit stealer. Batman is always been credited for many years as created by Bob Kane, right? So for the past 80 years, this guy named Bob Kane. Well, what Bob Kane did, Bob Kane is a comic artist. And so what he drew Batman. What he did was he came up with this guy called Batman, and he drew a blonde dude in a red leotard with bat wings on his back. And he brought his writer friend, Bill Finger, to write a story for it.
Unfortunate name.
Yeah. And then Bill Finger was like, what if he's like dark and has a cowl and a cape? And then Bob Kane was like, that's cool. And then for years, while Bill Finger was writing these Batman stories and Bob Kane was drawing them, often with Bill Finger's direct instruction on how to draw them, Bob Kane basically took all of the credit, and Bill Finger died very poor.
That's really sad.
It is. So in recent years, there was finally a lawsuit, and now it says Batman it used to only say Batman created by Bob Kane. Now it says Batman created by Bob Kane and Bill Finger.
And owned by Warner Brothers.
Yep.
By the way, Batgirl was introduced in January of 1967.
Yeah.
Before a majority of the main villains, as of today.
Was she created for the 1966 series? She may have
January
been.
1967 in Detective Comics 359.
Okay.
And she was created as the niece/adoptive daughter of Police Commissioner James Gordon.
Yeah.
At no point was she a sexual partner. God,
No. And so that's the one thing about Bill Finger that I know. So, like, because in Batman the Animated Series, she's a little flirtatious with Bruce. And then in Batman Beyond, she's the police commissioner. And that's when it's set in a distant future. And Batman's an old, grumpy old man.
flirtatious is fine as they stay very clear
Yeah.
as
No.
Batman does not wanting it. Like,
No,
literally,
wait,
that
wait.
dynamic is
Just wait. In
See, it's
Batman
late,
Beyond.
and I want to make this clear.
It's Batman Beyond. There's a Terry McGinnis, the main character, goes and talks to Barbara Gordon, the current police commissioner within this futuristic Gotham City, and asks about Bruce, and she mentions something about Bruce, and she's just like, "Oh yeah," and she casually drops the fact that they dated. And Terry McGinnis is like, "What? I thought you dated Nightwing." And she goes to one of the most important relationships in comic books, Batgirl and Nightwing, the first Robin. She goes, "Oh, that was puppy love. But me and Bruce." And I'm just sitting here. I'm like, Bob Kane. No, not Bob Kane. Not Bill Finger.
Bob Finger.
Bruce Timm.
Bruce Timm.
Bruce Timm. Why?
He has two first names, honestly. So, listeners, this was our hour and 30.
Yes.
At some point, we will be doing Patreon episodes where
Yes,
we will
yes.
watch movies and stuff and break them down and whatnot. You should subscribe to it. There's nothing on it right now.
Yeah.
Which will very shortly be changed.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's all from me.
That's all from me too.
Aware and abreast of all the things that are happening. Have a good night.
Yeah, keep abreast nearby. Yeah.